as quickly as possible, obviously. We got a lot of things to do. And we have two other meetings after this one, so we'll just move on from there.
Oh, never mind. I'll get you one. Well, I'm going to take hers. I don't have one. Thank you.
I did. Guests have to be in the roped off area, all right? And we'll be checking that very shortly.
Okay, so tomorrow after.
All right, next item of business is to bring Rich Schaefer up for the invocation. Please stand.
How about now? There we go. All right, let's bow our heads and pray. Most gracious Heavenly Father, we come before you today giving all the praise and glory. And Heavenly Father, as we begin this meeting, we call on your presence and offer thanks for the opportunity to come together under the freedoms you provide. We ask for your peace, your grace, your mercy, and your perfect order for this meeting. Lord, we ask that you bless all that we say, think, and do inside these walls. Bless our words and ideas so that all of our small achievements are testimony to your glory. Father, we ask that you bless each individual in this room and that you renew our strength to do the work that glorifies you, Father. Lord, we give thanks for the blessings you provide us each day. Help us to use them responsibly and in your honor. In Jesus' name, amen.
You remain standing for a pledge of allegiance. We'll start with Larry Lawrence Rocca, our Macomb County Treasurer. And any other veterans would like to lead us, please come forward.
Any veterans here, please step forward because you're all for, as we all are, for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Okay, guys.
All right, we can start. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Born in a home. Yeah, go ahead.
Next agenda item is appointment of a temporary secretary, which I'll appoint Melissa Palis.
Temporary chairman makes temporary appointments, temporary parliamentarian, temporary sergeant of arms, temporary tellers.
And number 5 is called the convention. Would we like to read call the convention? Okay, would you please stand up when you make a motion to support? So, okay, Don Van Sickle. And Linda Thorpe. All right. Any discussion? Hearing none. All in favor signify by saying aye. Our motion was to skip reading the call to convention, the letter we sent out, and there was a motion and second. And all in favor? Aye. Opposed? Ayes have it, so ordered. Item number 6.
Am I on the same thing here? Temporary chairman makes temporary appointments, the parliamentarian, temporary sergeant of arms, temporary tellers.
Okay, at this time I'd like to make temporary appointments to parliamentarian Kurt Privledge, Rob Hooth, Leah Rocca, Sergeant at Arms, Scott Budnick, Joe Grope, Rich, yeah, sorry for hacking your name up there. Rich Schaefer, Rich Pavlik, Chris Shornack, and Sean Stinger. For tellers, Linda Thorpe, head teller, Jared Maynard, Nancy Tizio, Stacy Van Oost, Kathleen Vire, and Sandy Wheeler. Those are your temporary appointments for your tellers, sergeant at arms, and parliamentarians.
Temporary chair appoints committee on credentials.
This time, I will make these appointments. Barb Van Sickle, Don Van Sickle, and Darlene Dussel. I request that the committee, not on here. I request the committee convene and give us a report. As soon as you're done, please come back up. In the meantime, we have some speakers that like to speak. We'll give the speakers 3 minutes to speak. Wendy Sytak will be in charge of making sure that the speakers stay in 3 minutes. And she has the list, and who's number one?
Perry Johnson.
Perry Johnson.
You know the greatest thing about being here in this group? There are no Democrats. I'm Perry Johnson, and I am running for governor of Michigan. And in Macomb County, we do not anoint kings. We elect rulers and leaders. I am here to fight for your vote because in Macomb County, I believe we are fighters. I got my business started in the early 80s when the auto industry was in trouble. I think you can remember when the Japanese had come in, they had actually had tremendous quality and they were killing us. I thought I knew how to solve the problem. And I introduced statistical process control with the help of the line workers in the beginning of that operation. And you know what? In 4 or 5 years, we had the best quality in the world. You know what? We produced the best cars in the world, and we reduced the cost of production by almost 40%. I have spent my entire life bringing quality and efficiency to business. I have brought quality and efficiency to over 60,000 businesses throughout this country, and I intend to bring quality and efficiency to the state of Michigan. I have one goal. We are going to eliminate the overall graft that goes on. We are going to eliminate all of the excess spending, and we are going to try to cut that budget. I wrote a book, 2 Cents to Save America, and we're going to use that same basic concept here. We're going to have a businessman start to cut these costs because we're going to eliminate that state income tax. That is $4,747 every year with every family in the entire state of Michigan, and we can start to ignite this state. At one time, we were the most prosperous state in the Union. We were a state where people flocked, and I say we do that again. And what better chance do we have than a guy that has spent his entire life bringing quality and efficiency to companies? I'm the first to tell you that I'm the most conservative guy here. I'm the first to tell you that I love President Trump. And I'm the first to tell you that I think that everything he's done is amazing, and he may very well be the best president in the history of our country. I am behind every one of the items he has. I think we have to get behind them as a group. Let's get behind the tariffs, get behind ICE, get behind every area. And what do you say as a group here? We go whole hog and we make it a red state. By golly, let's make it happen, and let's make our schools the best schools in this country instead of the worst schools. I love America. I love Trump, and I love you. So what do you say we work together as a team, and let's make Michigan great again.
Thank you. Who's next, Winnie?
Justin Kirk. Justin Kirk.
He's coming.
Good evening. Thanks everybody for coming out here. This really doesn't work without you. Definitely doesn't. So thanks to Gus as well for putting this together, and the whole team behind him for getting this everything together here and putting this all together for us. My name is Justin Kirk. I'm a Republican running for Michigan's 10th Congressional District. I'm a fourth-generation Macomb County resident, born and raised in Clinton Township. And I was born and raised with the Macomb County values of hard work, service, and accountability. My dad's first job was in St. Clair Shores throwing trash for the city, and my grandfather in the 1960s was a firefighter in St. Clair Shores. And both my uncle and my grandfather spent the majority of their careers working for Macomb County Public Works. So I'm no stranger to public service, and neither is my family. I, on the other hand, I grew up playing hockey at the Macomb Mavericks, baseball at the Clinton Valley Little League, and dropping my grandma off at the Clinton Township Senior Center. My goal in life was to play hockey at the Air Force Academy and be a fighter pilot, because it's the coolest job in the world. But unfortunately, I suffered a pretty bad hip injury. I was a goalie. If you're a hockey parent, you know. And I wasn't able to continue. So I went to the University of Michigan, where I graduated with honors. I then had the opportunity to work in DC on the Hill and see how it works behind the scenes there. And it's quite a bit different, as you can all imagine. After that, I was accepted into the very selective trial practice program at Michigan State College of Law, where I earned my law degree. I then passed 2 bar exams and went into private practice. So I work with job creators, entrepreneurs, tradesmen, people I see every day, deal with these onerous federal regulations, complex tax rules, and problems that Washington creates but doesn't have to deal with, and that trickle down to Main Street here with to our jobs, our wages, our families. So I've seen the consequences of bad Washington policy and how it affects families here. One thing I did want to highlight here tonight, though, that I think we all saw at the State of the Union, was when President Trump asked people to stand up if they believe that the first duty of the American government is to protect American citizens, not illegal aliens. You don't have to stand up. Does anybody know how many Democrats stood up? 0, yeah. Not a trick question. It was 0. But do you know why? Because with them it's America last, as it always is. There's a statistic I saw that by some estimates, 23% of the Mexican population lives in the United States. There's actually 40 million people. That's illegal and legal. To better drive home the point, the Mexican legislature created a position in the Mexican Senate in Mexico for a legislator to live in the United States and represent Mexicans in the United States. Are you American or are you not? It's one or the other. It can't be both. And so that's the constituents for these Democrats. That's why they can't stand up. Look at California. But President Trump understands that's not the case, as we do here in Macomb County. We work hard, we pay our bills, we follow the rules, we just want everybody else to do the same. And that's why it's important that we can't let these Democrats retake the House and Senate, because their principles of America last and Americans second to last will come to fruition. And we've seen that with 8 years of Governor Whitmer. She blew our budget out 47% in 7 years. Anybody see a 47% improvement in government services in the past 7 years? I'd like a 47% salary increase. I didn't get that, but that'd be nice. And if we don't hold the House and Senate, we're going to get more of that. Affordability is already a concern. President Trump's working on it with the tax cuts for working families, no taxes on tips. And so we just need to help President Trump complete his agenda, bringing America First principles to Washington and some Macomb County values of hard work, service, and accountability. So my name is Justin Kirk, and I'm running for Michigan's 10th Congressional. Thank you.
Kelly Wright.
Kelly Wright. Shelley Wright.
Shelley.
Good evening, everybody. How are you?
Good.
I just want to say thank you, number one, to all the delegates for all of your hard work. You're definitely the backbone of Macomb County. And it's people like you that are going to send me to Lansing in the midterms. I'm running for this campaign for the majority, for the main reason for what Lansing and the Democrats have done to the education for our kids. They've destroyed the education system in Lansing. Our kids have no opportunities. As you already know, we're ranked 44th in the country for 4th grade reading. Our kids read 3 grades below on average where they should be. And they offer them no other alternatives, no opportunities to go into the skilled trades. By the way, for every 4 people retiring out of the skilled trades, 1 is only coming in. Now, wouldn't this be nice if we'd have more kids coming in with the opportunities to be able to make 75, 85 grand a year, being an electrician, a plumber, a welder? We need this. We need this. I'm running for the Michigan State Senate in the 12th District. By the way, that's the Lake District. It goes from Elginak, around the lake, through the Grosse Points. So I just wanted to tell you that I just really appreciate all the delegates here. And I'm looking forward to having you help me get me to this next level. Because we really need to change the policies, what's going on, not only in my district, this state, and this country. And my opponent, who believes nothing of what we believe, it's time to get rid of the Hertel dynasty. That's right. Yeah! Thank you very much. It's Shelley Wright, and you can't go wrong with Wright. God bless, and thank you.
Who's next?
Mr. Bouchard.
Is he here? Oh, there he is.
Hey, thank you for being here. This is what you're going to do here. This is how we turn Michigan red. This is how we take back our state. Can you raise your hand if you love America? Okay, that is awesome. That was also a test. I wanted to see if the Democrat tracker was still in the back. They're gone. So last night or 2 nights ago when the president was talking during the State of the Union, he said that some of the people on the other side are crazy. I would love to be able to bring back civility, but right now the other side does not believe in American values. What used to be common sense is now conservative values. The way we fight for our next generation is by believing in things and then standing up for them. You know, a lot of people talk about what the best thing they think the president has done, and they talk about policy. They talk about different things he's gotten done. I think the best thing the president's gotten done is he gave conservatives our voice back. 15 years ago, people didn't stand up for what they believed in. We do now. But like I said, it's going to take all of us. It's going to take you fighting every single day, from now until November 3rd. I believe in teamwork. In 10 years in the Army, I saw teamwork is the only way to get things accomplished. So once we come together as a team and we keep fighting, that's when we make this state red again. And here's what we're going to do when Michigan is red. The border's closed right now, but we're going to keep it closed. I served at the border. I saw under the president's first administration how easy it was to close it. Then Biden came in and we saw how quickly he undid things. So our country's at a crossroads. We're going in the right direction right now. What do we do next? We keep it there. Sorry? I know, I'm getting to that. They're giving me advice. They want me to tell you that my name is Michael Bouchard.
No heckling up here.
I'm fighting because I believe in this. I know you're fighting because you believe in this. So when Biden came in, he undid everything that the president did during his first administration. If we don't start fighting now, that will happen down the road. It's not just about the next 2 years. It's about the next 4, 6, 10, the next 20. The way we secure our country is by fighting now all the way through November 3rd. I believe in securing our borders, getting our economy moving. Arsenal of democracy right here, we make the best things in this district. That's how we avoid future wars. My name is Michael Bouchard. I'm running for the 10th Michigan Congressional District. We're going to hold this seat. Thank you for being here tonight.
All right, Wendy, we have to come back at who's next?
Robert Lucido.
I didn't see him walk in either. There he is.
Go get him, Rob.
All right, good afternoon to the Macomb County Republican Party is the beating heart of the conservative movement in the state of Michigan, and you should all give yourselves a round of applause for electing the greatest president of our lifetime, President Donald J. Trump. And so you need to ask yourself, you just saw the 2 other candidates speak, who is going to fight the radical left? Who's going to go to Washington, D.C. and push back against the Democrats? Who's your guy? Lose your eye. All right? And so I'm running, it's pretty simple. I believe in defending and preserving the greatest country in the face of the earth. Don't ever let the left tell you otherwise, that we do live in the greatest country in the world, and we're not going to lose it to the Democrat Party. All right, and so we're going to get up there, we're going to defend, again, we're going to preserve, and we're going to have President Donald J. Trump's back. I've sat in these seats so many times where I've seen politicians lie to us. They disappear, they take our money, they take our vote, they go to Lansing, they go to Washington, D.C. We never see these people, and we're not going to elect politicians anymore. All right, we're going to elect MAGA warriors, America First Republicans to the halls of Congress. No more Jeb Bush Republicans, no more Mitt Romney Republicans. We want people that are going to have President Donald J. Trump's back every single day. And so that's exactly what we're going to give you. Little background on me. I'm born and raised in this great county. I'm from Sterling Heights. I have a true American dream story. My family escaped communism. My grandparents, they legally immigrated. Grew up in Sterling Heights, went to a public school, went to a Catholic high school, went to a Catholic university in Indiana. I was a student body president. First thing I did, ask the other opponents, what'd you do for activism? First day I came back from college, I became the youth chair of the Macomb County Republican Party, knocking doors for President Trump. And we turned Macomb red. We all played a small part in turning Macomb red. Then I went to law school, went to a Catholic law school in Detroit, and became a Wayne County prosecutor. I fought liberal judges every single day in the courtrooms of Detroit. I fought liberal defense attorneys. I was the only person that defended victims. I believe in defending law enforcement and having ICE's back and putting criminals in jail. I'll never defend law enforcement if you send me to the halls of Congress. That's my promise to you. Not defend them. Yeah, we're not going to defund them. We're going to defend them. We're not going to defund them, right? Thin blue line. And prosecuted a lot of violent cases, and now I'm running for Congress. And I do. I believe in the Constitution. I believe in the First Amendment, the Second Amendment, right? If we don't believe in the Second Amendment, all the other Bill of Rights falter. I believe in the 10th Amendment. Our politicians never talk about states' rights, right? Limited government. And time? Okay, and so, Robert Lugerai, we're going to have your back. We're never going to let you down. You know, I'm not the son of like a corporate attorney or the son of a politician. I'm a true Macomb County native and a Macomb son, and I fought in these courtrooms, and I'm going to fight every single day for you like hell in Washington, D.C. So God bless you, and God bless this country.
Robert Wojtowicz.
Hello, everybody. My name is Robert Wojtowicz. I'm running for the Michigan House of Representatives, District 61. That's Mount Clemens. That's Clinton Township North and a little bit of Sterling Heights. My name, Robert Wojtowicz, is the long Polish name. It starts with a W, sounds like a V. Just to let everybody know. I could talk all night, but the three main things here is, first of all, a lot of you here know me. I have been a member of the Chippewa Valley School Board, which is the 6th largest district in Michigan. We have the 1st and 3rd largest high schools, and I've been on that board a lone voice for many years up until this past January when I finally got somebody to fight with me. What these schools are doing is unacceptable. They are abusing our children. So one of the first things I'm doing is I've always promised to be a voice for your students, for your children. I will never stop that. We need to correct these things. We need to get administration accountable, and we need to fight these schools. I will do that in Lansing to every chance I get. Second thing is immigration and giving power to foreign entities. We are a border state. A lot of people forget that. We have just as many people coming across our southern border as we do our northern border. We have Canada up there, a lot of people coming across there. We have to stop that. Along with that, and a lot of it is due to our politicians that we have in charge right now, we are giving power and selling our property to the tune of over 6 million acres of Michigan land to foreign entities. That has got to stop. That has got to stop. We got to stop illegal immigration. We have to stop foreign influence with our land. The last thing is, a lot of people understand this, is voter integrity. We have a serious problem with voter integrity here. It's starting, we were called conspiracy theorists and a lot of stuff. Well, it's all starting to come out now, isn't it? A lot of people are starting to find out that things have been broken, and we still have a long way to go to secure our elections. I would love to come back after investigations and say, look, we were wrong, everything is good. But I'm not going to hold my breath for that, people. We have a problem with election integrity, so we have got to fix our schools. We have got to quit giving foreign entities and illegal immigrants power over our beautiful Michigan state, and we need to do something about voter integrity. My name is Robert Wojtowicz. I'm running for the Michigan House of Representatives, District 61. My website is rwojtowicz.com. rwojtowicz.com, and I appreciate your vote.
Amanda Love. You don't look like Amanda.
I'm an imposter. Good evening. I'm not Amanda Love. I am one of her staffers, and I'm here to deliver a letter from her. Dear Republican precinct delegates in Macomb County, thank you for all your time in the effort to restore Michigan's elections during our 2026 election. I am Amanda Love, and I aim to recapture the Michigan Secretary of State's office and secure our elections. Since I entered this race, I have been laying out a simple, clear, and consistent message of common sense reforms to make Michigan great again. They include changing driver's license for legal green card non-citizens to a bright pink ID, guaranteeing that those who have a right to be in the United States for work can never vote by producing a license at a polling location. Every poll worker will know they cannot be issued a ballot. My ballot bunker program will encourage our citizens to secure our ballots. A $30,000 bounty will be paid to anybody who reports voter fraud to law enforcement, and after a successful investigation and prosecution, they will be paid. My new 1-800-MI voter fraud tip line will be rolled out, and if anybody sees anything suspicious, they will be incentivized to say something. Evidence demands action. No more outside translators either for taking the Michigan driver's license exam. Period. If you cannot speak and read English, you will not be issued a license. Too many notable news stories have proven that deaths occur because some of the licensed across this nation could not read traffic signs, and in some cases, even killed others. We must not forget that drivers are not the only ones on the road. It could be your friends or your children. No more. With your help, we can absolutely win this November. Suburban Michigan women have been trending against our party. I can help. My professional work experience, including being the only candidate who has worked at both the Michigan Secretary of State's office and the Michigan Attorney General's office, being a wife and mom of 5, prepares me to secure the votes necessary and turn this important office back to accountability and transparency. I ask you to stand with me. My name is Amanda Love, and I would love to secure your vote at March 28th endorsement convention for the Michigan Republican Party. May God bless this state, but most importantly, may we bless God. Thank you.
Thank you. My name is Ron Robinson. I am the state representative for the 58th district. You know, I didn't really know what I was going to say tonight, but I'm going to piggyback off what Justin Kirk said about the State of the Union the other night, but bring it back to Michigan. In 2024, myself with Representative Linting and Representative Frisbee and Lanting, we were the only state in the nation to flip blue to red. The reason that is important is because I want you to think how life was under President Biden and Governor Whitmer. I want you to think about what life was like when that was the case. We are one election away from going back to that and even worse. And I tell you why it's even worse. Because it was so important that we flipped that house. Because last summer, we voted to prevent men from entering women's bathrooms, and every single Democrat voted to allow it. That's unacceptable. I'm fired up because I have been in Lansing for over a year now, and I've seen how the sausage is made, and I can't unsee it. And I'm telling you right now, these Democrats are anti-American, and they are out for your money, and they're not looking out what's best for you. So my key message is, one, please vote for me in November. But more importantly, not only you, but you have to get your friends and family. We don't have the benefit of having President Trump on the ballot this year. Voter turnout is going to be the death of us if we don't get the word. It's urgent. We are one election away from last 2 years ago. Life was miserable. You couldn't say anything without fear of being canceled. That's unacceptable. That's un-American. And I will not stand for it. And I will continue to fight for not only 58th District, but the entire county of Macomb. Thank you.
Okay, our Credentials Committee is back. So we'll stop. No more speakers. No more speakers. No. Not yet. We'll have other opportunities. He can. I just, not right this second. Okay. Who's the head of the Credentials? Don? Give us a report.
There you go. Good evening. Don Van Sickle for the Credential Committee. We've gone over the check-in sheets excruciatingly detailed. I'm happy to report that everything tallies up, and we have a total of 246 attendees at the convention. In the 9th District, we have 70, and in the 10th District, we have 146. I make a motion that we approve the Credential Committee report.
We have a motion and support. Discussion? Doesn't add up.
70 and 176 doesn't add up to 246?
176, 476.
Sorry, 70 and 176.
Now
That's what's written down, 70 and 176. I may need new glasses. The 46 comes from the 246.
Okay, we got 70, 146. Everybody concur?
70 and
176 and 70. 246 total. Yeah.
The 9th is 70. The 10th is 176. The total is 246. I apologize, I moved the 46 over in one of my earlier statements.
Okay, we have a motion and support. Any more discussion?
Okay.
I made the motion.
All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Now just a reminder that people are going to come and go. Anybody that comes in late, they'll be, the card will be brought to us so we can add it onto our list. And anybody who leaves, we'd like to know if you're going to leave so we can keep an accurate count of who's coming, who's going. Now I know people are going to go to the bathroom and have a cigarette break and so on and so forth, and that could happen. So it's going to fluctuate, but we'll do the best we can to make sure we keep up on it. And we have people that are going to run those cards up here if someone comes in late. So with that, we'll be moving on. Okay, the next is election of permanent chair. Do we have nominations?
Second!
All right, well, now change for Gus, and second, I accept. Anybody, any other nominations?
Mr. Chairman, seeing no other nominations, I move we close and cast unanimous ballot for Gus Gannon.
We have a Motion support to cast an unanimous ballot for me. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Ayes have it, so ordered. All right. You feel sorry for me or congratulations? Which one is it, right? Okay, well, now we're going to make all the temporary appointments permanent. And at this time, we're going to do a nomination and election of permanent secretary. So we have to have a permanent secretary, obviously. So I need a motion. Sandra for Melissa Palis. Second by Ms. Tizio. Any other nominations? Hearing and seeing none, we'll close that portion. And all in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Ayes have it, so ordered. Moving on. Look at us go. All right. All right, Mr. Fellini is not here. He was going to be my go-to guy for the oath. Who would like to, what clerk is here to administer the oath? Yeah, Candace here. Yeah, well, we never. So once we find somebody to give the oath of office, all the permanent tellers and so on, officers now, just did that. I know, yeah, I moved them all to permanent. We did them all, correct. No, we did them all to permanent. Okay, so we're looking for... Oh, Pete, there you go. Can I have all the tellers, all the elected, all the appointed officials, please come up for your oath of office. Permanent. Should I read them all?
Parliamentarian Kurt Privledge, Rob Hooth, Larry Rocca, Sergeant of Arms Scott Budnick, Joe Gorak, Richard Pavlich, Richard Schaefer, Chris Shornack, Sean Staniak, tellers Linda Torp, Jared Maynard, Nancy Tizio, Stacy Vanos, Caitlin Byers, Sandy Wheeler, the chair, and myself.
Is everybody up here that needs to be up here? All right. Everybody raise their right hand and repeat after me. I state your name. Do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States, the Constitution of the State of Michigan, and that I will faithfully discharge the duties of my office to the best of my ability. So help me God. Congratulations.
Permanent chair appoints committee on permanent organization. What is it? I don't know.
The rules. Okay, this time I'm going to appoint Joe Biondo, Stanley Grott, and Kathy Kirk to the Rules Committee. They can go meet and get the rules together and bring them back to us to share. If you guys want to go in the other room, please go. We have what's the motion?
The motion is to amend the order of business to include the Harvard Republican.
You can suggest that.
I move to amend the order doing the hardworking Republican per Rule 8.
I think that is an important point that's being made by the delegate, but and we had this conversation pursuant to Robert's Rules of Order 5957. The order of business should not be approved prior to the approval of the standing rules.
I'm not approving it.
You can't amend something that hasn't been approved. Yeah, I think unfortunately the point of order is not well taken at this time. Chair should move on.
Point of order, there is no approval of the agenda on the order of business. So when
Stop yelling.
The delegate makes a very important point. Now again, pursuant to Robert's Rules of Order 5957, again, the order of business, if what was going to be approved, would be approved after the standing rules regardless. However, in aligning the order of business with the sample provided by the State Central Committee, that technically removes the requirement to approve this. Now, I think that's the right ruling, and
So if we're not going to approve the agenda, when are we going to be able to amend the agenda?
so hold on. She has the floor. I'm sorry.
If you're not allowing an approval of the agenda,
Sure.
then there you amend the agenda to allow for Republican per Rule 8.
Sure. I believe once the rules have been stipulated, then you'll be able to make a motion to do that.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome.
Don't we have a microphone for that? I'd like to hear what you're saying.
So just point of privilege, just to be sure. So once the rules are presented, then an amendment can be brought before they are approved.
Well, technically, yes. Presumably, the rules will be presented. Someone will have to make a motion and second that. There will be discussion at that time. Someone may elect to make a motion to amend the rules.
Okay, I think the question was about to make a motion on the rules. When the rules are presented, they can make an amendment on the rules, during the process of approving the rules. Okay, we're going to have, we have some more speakers. Who's next?
Tony for
We have nothing to discuss. We have nothing to discuss right now. We're looking for who's next on the list. Brian, you're up. The man, the myth, legend.
Hi everybody, my name's Brian Pennebecker. A lot of you may remember me in association with another politician who's been to Michigan many, many times. He's a native of this county, Robert Lucido. But I'm not up here to speak on Robert's behalf. I'm up here to speak because Tony Forlini, candidate for Secretary of State, is out doing what he should be doing, whipping votes in one of the other 83 counties here in Michigan. He won Macomb County by 80,000 votes in his last election. We need him on the ballot to bring votes in so that the other people he can pull other people on the ticket along with us. Now, Tony is in Calhoun County tonight, but he asked me to speak on his behalf. He emailed me a letter to read to you. I've read it. I'm not reading it to you because that's not the way to campaign in your home county. So I always talk loud, and I'm very passionate about Tony Forlini. Now, I flew up here for my first grandchild's first birthday last weekend. Tony asked me if I would stay long enough to attend this county convention tonight and speak on his behalf because he knew he wouldn't be able to be here. I said yes, I'd be happy to. Anybody else want to give me some advice on how to public speak? Okay, I'm up here to speak on behalf of Tony Forlini. Tony won this county by 80,000 votes. something that we need on the ticket this year. You know, we've got a terrible record in the midterms. Every election comes down to three things: turnout, turnout, and turnout. Tony Forlini won Macomb County by more votes than Donald J. Trump. Do I need to say anything else? He made some major reforms in Macomb County to eliminate people off the voting QVF, qualified voter file, that were dead. He started by doing something that really took like a rocket scientist to figure out. Find everybody that's over 100 years old, check out and see where they are, what cemetery they're buried in, and take them off the QVF. He's made a lot of reforms in Macomb County. He'll do the same thing at the state level. We need to, everybody in here is a precinct delegate. You need to go to the state convention and vote for Anthony Forlini. We got to have a proven vote getter to make sure we get turnout in the midterms. I expect every one of you delegates to do the sensible thing and vote for Tony Forlini at the state convention. Thank you. Thank you.
All right, well, let's try to keep the rhetoric down over there on the bar. It's always the bar people. All right, well, our rules committee is back. Joe Biano, your report, please.
Yes, hello everybody.
And listen to the rules carefully.
Hello everyone. According to MCL 168.622, which states in part, the convention shall prescribe the rules and regulations for the conduct of its affairs. The Rules Committee has met and finalized the following rules to govern the convention and district caucuses. 1. The convention shall conduct the business before it in accordance with Robert's Rules of Orders, with the additions below. 2. The number of each congressional district's delegates and alternates shall be as apportioned by the Michigan Republican Party as follows. District 10, 124 delegates plus 12 at large, totaling 136. For District 9, 53 delegates plus 4 at large, totaling 57. Paragraph 3, there shall be no roll call at either county or the district caucuses. Instead, and in consideration of the precinct delegates' time, the report of the Credentials Committee shall be accepted in lieu of any roll call. Paragraph 4, in accordance with Rule 8 of the Rules for Selection of Delegates and Alternates to the 2026 Republican County and State Conventions, each district caucus may authorize the election of hardworking Republicans not to exceed 15% of the number allocated to that congressional district to attend the state convention as delegates or alternates. District 9 is entitled to 8 hardworking Republicans, and District 10 is entitled to 19 hardworking Republicans. Paragraph 5, in accordance with state party rules, following separation of the county convention into the respective congressional district caucuses, A, the first order of business shall be for the chair to call the district caucus to order. B, the caucus chairman will have his or her own order of business for the remainder of the caucus session. Paragraph 6, as stated in the call to convention, delegates to the state convention shall be nominated and presented to each district caucus as a slate. Paragraph 7, a slate may not be modified after presentation to the district caucuses, but may be approved or rejected as presented. A rejected slate may be modified and presented as a new slate. Paragraph 8, the report of the delegate nominating committee shall be received by the caucus. Paragraph 9, all votes shall be conducted via voice vote. Should a procedural division be requested, the vote shall be conducted by a show of credentials, that is, standing and holding up your credentials. Paragraph 10, after adoption, any modification, amendment, or addition to these rules shall require the approval of 2/3 of the precinct delegates present of the full county convention. Mr. Chairman, by the direction of the Rules Committee, I move that these rules be adopted as read.
Motion by Mr. Biano. Derek. Let me get the motion. I have a motion, we have a support. Now you can have point of privilege, go ahead.
I would like the opportunity to read the rules. Can we get 10 minutes with a printed copy of the rules to caucus?
Yeah, that's fair.
Point of privilege, sir. Point of privilege, 10 minutes with a copy. Where are we going to print it?
So, Robert's Rules for 5929 does not use the word required, and so it does not use the word shall. So consequently, there's no mandate to do.
It is not mandated.
If you keep interrupting me, I won't be able to speak. But when I finish speaking, I will let you speak, sir. So consequently, there's no mandate to do this. So I'm clarifying this information for the chair so that he can make a decision. Thank you.
Yeah, well, I've had this discussion already with Sheila. She came up here and just got into me about this. And, you know, the rules, if you'd like to make an amendment to the rules, now's the time to do it.
We'd like to, Leo, I don't have a good memory. I don't know everything.
Okay.
I'd like 5 minutes.
How about if we take a vote? No, we have a motion on the floor, we have a support. We have a point of privilege first.
Point of privilege. What do you say, Chair?
Could we take a picture with our phone of it and look through it?
10-minute recess, Chair.
All right. Fred, I'm going to deny your point of privilege at this point, and you have a clarification.
Point of information, so state rule number 2 on page 14. The convention rule should include language that reports.
Speak up. Speak loud like Panamaker did.
Point of information was regarding amending the slate before approval. A motion may be made to remove names and replace them with others. Once a majority of the convention agrees, the final version of the slate is approved. That's in state rules. My point of information is, can you please read the rule that Mr. Biondo read, because it sounded like you were saying that the slate had to be approved or rejected and could not be amended. State rules say they can be amended.
Yeah, that is true. I know what rule you're speaking about, but MCL 168622, state statute supersedes Robert's rules or the state central committee rules. That's clear. We actually, I have to finish one point of order first. This exact same issue came up at the last convention. Mr. Hooth spoke to this. Do you want to take it again with regard to the MCL?
Sure, thank you, Mr. Privledge. Well, we took our oath, we talked about the United States Constitution, we talked about the Michigan Constitution. We're in a community that has its own local ordinances. The fact is, sometimes those things conflict. The point of order is being raised about something that the state rules say, the MCL, which is the law regarding conduct of this convention, says something different. And it says, Mr. Broadridge says, the rules for this convention are made here tonight, regardless of what Robert's rule says, regardless of what the Republican Party says, this rule here governs. So that's why we're on the right track. It's not going to be amended.
Parliamentary inquiry, please. Are you ready? Do I have the floor? Okay, well, you recognize, please.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I actually, I guess...
Need your name, please.
C.J. Thomas, Richmond Township, Precinct 2. The actual rule in the state election rules states that you have to be able to, now you're talking about MCL, and I believe if you go to the MCL at the end of the delegate selection process, there's a statement in there that any of the MCL that pertains to delegate selection for the two parties is not in effect unless it was enforced or put into the two party rules.
In other words, if the Republican Party does not state that they're going to follow that rule, or they make it different, according to MCL, if you go to the very end of the delegate selection card, there's a disclaimer in there saying it doesn't apply in that case. It was put in 1954, I believe.
I mean, you didn't cite which MCL, so I can't comment on that. I can only cite MCL 168622, and I'll quote it: "The convention shall prescribe the rules and regulations for the conduct of its affair."
Yes.
So, my name is Bethany Wheeler, and for the record, we are here for an endorsement convention, which is a party function, a state party function. It is not an MCL. It is not the nominating convention. We are here for a state party function. The state party decides exactly how we get to be a part of their party. Just like when we go to RNC caucuses to choose our committeemen for the RNC, that is their membership. We have to follow their rules to be able to participate. We cannot actually throw away the state party's rules because we want to do it our own way, because this is not a county thing. This is a function of the state party. It is the state party's endorsement convention. So right now we have to follow the state party's rules, and we cannot actually vacate those and make up our own. Otherwise they will actually be challenged and it will be overturned. And this is the point. MCL does not govern tonight. This is a party function.
Let me just respond here. So yeah, just in response to that, I mean, I think it should be further noted that the call to convention transparently stated the process, and the call to convention was issued by the county party at the direction of the state central committee in accordance with MCL 168-593, with a copy being provided directly to the state central committee, and as such it carries the weight of the state sanctioned authority. So I don't think there's really anything else to debate. But I want to add one more thing. This rule does not restrict the opportunity to be elected. It merely manages the method of the election for efficiency. So I'll allow the chair to recognize someone else.
One more.
This is from state party. Hate maintenance court ruling saying that our rules supersede state law when it comes to internal party stock. Proceed at your own risk.
Yeah, proceed at your own risk. So whenever we I still didn't see a copy of the rules. If you want to fill out, I just didn't see a copy of the rules. You sent them out today. Sit down.
Okay. We have a motion and support. I hear you point over. You're out of order. Please, you're out of order. I'm ruling you out of order. Well, I don't know I don't know what you're doing. I know what I'm doing. I think I know what I'm doing. I don't know what you're doing. Okay, we have a motion support. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? No! In my opinion, the ayes have it. All right. Now I'm going to appoint Katie Jehl and Ben Joseph. You're out of order. Our next item has already been read, and we are going on to Kate. What? Cannot. Katie Jehl and Ben Joseph will be conducting the 9th and the 10th, and then another point of order, Fred. What? Well, you were part of it.
Where were you?
Okay. All right. So we'll be splitting up now for the sub caucuses. The 9th will be in the west room. The 10th will stay here. So everybody that's in the 9th, go to the west side, the west room where you checked in. And all the 10 people will be staying here.
Tell them that you're leaving. Fred, why won't you let you talk? Yeah.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, if we can call the order, please. We need to be quiet for this to work smoothly. Thank you. Good evening. My name is Benjamin Joseph. I'm the Vice Chair of the 10th Congressional District. For the Republican Party, I now call this caucus to order. Thank you. And I would like to, I'd rather be at home doing fun adult stuff with my wife right now, so hopefully we can glide through this. At this point, I will appoint Barb Van Sickle as a temporary secretary. I will now make the following temporary appointments. Parliamentarians, Teresa Monjoli, Larry Rocca, Rob Hooth, and Derek Wilczynski. I probably butchered your last name. The Sergeant at Arms will be Joe Gorak, Richard Privledge, Gus Pikula, Richard Schaefer, Sean Stanek. Tellers, Linda Torp will be the head teller, followed by Joyce Aragona, Jonathan Arntz, Darlene Dodzel, Caleb Bayer, Sandy Wheeler, and Mary Kay Sogi. We now would like to move on to the election of the permanent secretary for the caucus portion of this convention. Are there any nominations?
Ben Joseph.
Linda nominates Barbara Van Sickle. Do we have a second? Second by Don Van Sickle. Are there any more nominations? Do we have a movement to close nominations? By Vicky Chapsky. Is there a second? Second by Eric Castilia. Move to vote. Everyone in favor say aye. Aye. Everyone opposed, nay. In the opinion of the chair, the ayes have it. At this time, I invite Macomb County, he's not here. We'd like Larry Rocca to do the Administer of Oath of Office.
Everybody here that needs to be here? All the officers should come up to the front here, so and raise your right hand. We'll swear you in. Okay, everybody up here, raise your right hand. I state your name, do solemnly swear to support the U.S. Constitution, the Constitution of the State of Michigan, and all the bylaws and Constitution of the Republican Party, Macomb Republican Party, all the bylaws and all of the total Republican Party. So help me God. You're all elected. Thank you very much for all your hard work.
Thank you, Larry. Pursuant to the rules regarding hard-working Republicans, the chair recognizes Stanley Grott for the purposes of a motion. Who has the second microphone?
Can you hear me? Mr. Chairman, I'd like to appoint the following hard-working Republicans. There's 19 of them in our District 10. Rose Atkins, Janine Brown, Melissa Cohoon, Craig Cooper, Frankie Drake, Diane Ferlini, Anthony Ferlini, Paul Gannon Jr., Sheila Goldstein, John Grossenbacher, James Hart, Justin Kirk, Ellen Kowalski, Bob Little, Robert Lujurai, Joseph Mays, Kim Meltzer, Matthew Stockpole, and Larry Siska. Mr. Chairman, move to appoint these people as delegates to state convention.
We have a motion by Stan, a second by Larry, or Derek Wojcicki. Do we have any discussion?
Yes. I know that Joyce Marie Bain submitted a murder Republican. I'd like to remove delegate off that list.
Who would you like to remove?
Well, there's no removing.
Yeah, if anyone wants to speak, if you're not at the microphone, you will not be recognized. Microphone in the center aisle, that's where any motions will be made.
Mr. Chairman, there's nothing to remove.
All right, I know Joyce Bain actually submitted a request to be a hardworking Republican, and also to, where was this nominating committee for hardworking Republicans? So two things. One, Joyce Bain needs to be added and somebody removed. I'm making that amendment to you. Secondly, where was the nominating committee for hardworking Republicans, since we have somebody that just shared a list
We
with us?
recognize someone for a motion.
What?
We recognize someone for motion. There was not a nominating committee for the hardworking Republicans.
Okay, so previous.
Stan does it himself, basically, right? Stan does it? Stan wants to?
The gentleman is out of order.
So, if you can, I'm making that amendment to change out one delegate, hardworking Republican with another.
I will confer with my parliamentarians and give it back to you.
Yeah, you shouldn't be.
So per the rules that were passed in the county convention, a slate is voted up or down as a full. If it's voted down, then it can be amended.
A slate to go to the state convention. As per the rules, from what I remember, because I wasn't given a copy of the rules, per what I remember, it said for those delegates and alternates to go to state convention. Did not say anything about hardworking Republicans.
Okay. So once hardworking Republicans are elevated, they do become.
But they are not now. We are voting on a slate of hardworking Republicans.
Give me a moment to confer. Thank you.
Thank you.
No, if there's point of order, you have to take your place in line at the microphone. Thank you.
This is not that hard.
Who was the Joyce Bain? Who did she email or contact?
I believe she sent it to Gus.
Okay. Who would you want to move off the slate?
You would have to reread the list because I don't have a good memory. So please reread the list and I'll share. Yeah. Oh, that'd be great, Stan. Yeah, I gotta see at the microphone because they
No,
can't hear
your
me.
line is held. Your line is held. Your place in line is held. Yep, yeah, you're good, you're good.
So I would,
Oh, 1 minute.
yep.
On that list.
So which name would you want to take off?
The name that I'm requesting removal for is Melissa Cohoon, and to add Joyce Bain. That's,
And what is the reason for that, for taking that person off and adding another? Because they both contacted, so why one over the other?
so Joyce Bain actually does a lot of work behind the scenes. Yeah. And so we believe that she should actually, and she actually ran, I'm sorry.
No,
I
no one
ran.
in the audience, please, only the person at the microphone.
So she actually ran to be a delegate, and she lost to Candace Miller, who is actually an elected official, so unfortunately she took a spot away from someone. So, actually...
There's no bearing, we'll stick to the facts, thank you.
Right, so Joyce actually does a lot of work behind the scenes, contacting delegates and getting them to come to different events. So we believe that Joyce Bain actually should be in place of Melissa Cohoon. I actually have not seen Melissa at many events lately, so thank you.
Support.
Okay, the chair takes Sheila's competent advice. Eric Rymack, or can't see your name. Mark Hamlin, yes.
Point of order, is any delegate able to do what Stan's doing right now? So his will be up or down and any other delegate can do the same thing, is that a correct statement?
If his goes down, yes, then yes, any delegate can do the same.
Thank you.
Any more discussion? Seeing none, I will call for a vote on the Hardwick Republican list. Oh, I'm sorry, yes, no, so we need to take a vote on
Point of order, Mr. Chair.
yes.
Ms. Cohoon's motion.
Can you come to the, Debbie Ringo seconded it. So Stan made a motion for an up and down vote, which cannot be amended. So we either vote his,
Vote it down. Vote it down.
so we would take an up or down vote. If it goes down, it can be amended.
No, vote it down.
So we have a motion and a second. All, yes, sir. Can be.
All right, hold on.
So wait.
Mr. Chair.
So.
Can we compromise, hold on. Can we compromise and remove someone else and give you an idea of pass?
Dan, I can do that if you can add another person.
Come on.
We don't have to tell her.
The chair is recognizing Kurt Broadbridge.
The appropriate next step would be to vote on the amendment that has been motioned and seconded.
Kurt said it's valid. So Sheila made an amendment. Her amendment is to take Melissa Cohoon off of Stan's list and to put Joyce Bain on his place. So I'm going to call for a vote of ayes or nays. If you're in favor, you will say aye, your ayes. If you are against, you will say nay. So to be clear, it's a motion made by Sheila to amend Stan's list, taking one person off with another. Is everyone clear on that? Okay. All in favor of Sheila's amendment, say aye. Aye. All opposed, say no. No. Okay, so Sheila has called for division, so we will do a rise and vote. I need my tellers to the front.
I know. No, we're not.
Are the tellers all ready? Is Melissa Cohoon here?
You got the deal. Let's move on. We'll replace Marisha.
So you have to
Who's the chair of this convention?
Do I have anyone that's willing to make a motion for unanimous consent to accept Sheila's proposal? First, motion made from Debbie Ringel. Second, Mary Kay Sogi. All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Thank you. Being the chair, the motion passes.
Chair,
So now we would like, yes.
I would like to make one more amendment,
Okay.
and that's to put Elizabeth Hannah on the hardworking Republican list. And pardon me, I'm sorry, I forgot to look back at who I would like to replace her with. Bear with me. We would like to replace Kim Meltzer with Elizabeth.
Why? Why?
With Elizabeth Hannah. Elizabeth Hannah has been part of the Republican Party for a very long time.
You made the motion, we don't need explanation.
Oh, you asked me for it the last time.
Yeah, so we have, so we're good.
Okay.
Well, I'm asking for an explanation.
So we have
Makes no
a
sense.
motion, is there a second?
Kim is here tomorrow.
And Kim is here.
And so is Elizabeth.
Okay. Statutory is necessary to go on that. Yes. So is there discussion on the amendment made by Sheila? To the microphone? And this is how it's supposed to work. People want amendments, you make a motion, go to the microphone, and it goes smoothly.
I would just like to speak on behalf of Elizabeth to be put on the slate. She has been extremely active for many, many years within the party, behind the scenes, running all kinds of campaign materials. At conventions, she's been a huge contribution, and I really believe that she should be put on in place of the person that was named.
Okay. Do we have anyone speaking in opposition next? Because we have to go for and against each amendment.
I just want to ask over here, what's the reason to pull Kim off this ballot? In favor of whoever you want, what's the reason?
Please address the chair, thank you.
tell you the truth, don't tell her. What's her reason? Okay? You want to say hardworking Republican? Kim Melcher's been one of the hardest working Republicans in this room. Okay? I don't give a lot of you want to go see some other hard workers? And I'm sure your friend, whatever, is fine. She is fine.
Okay, excuse me. No, we're not going to do this. We're not going to do this. If you're not at the microphone, do not speak. Thank you.
Okay.
Do we have everyone in favor of the motion that want to speak again? Well, you spoke already in favor, and then you went against. Anyone else in favor? Okay, we'll close discussion. We'll now take a vote on the amendment made by Sheila to remove Kim Meltzer and add Elizabeth Hanna. All in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed? No. In the opinion of the chairs, the no has it.
Mr. Chairman.
I recognize Jared.
Thank you. I move the adoption of the list as it was amended.
Support. Is there support? Okay. All call the question. So take a vote. All in favor of moving the list as amended by Sheila, say aye. Aye. All opposed?
No.
The motion passes. I now appoint the following delegates to the nominating committee. Stanley Groth, the chairman, Kurt Broadbridge, Jared Maynard, Donna Shurish, and Don Van Sickle. We are going to have 10 minutes. If anyone is here and did not submit a card, or if you did not email it to Gus, or you did not send a card in stating that you want to go to state convention, we have white cards here. So only if you did not send a card in or email, please come up and fill it in. And in 10 minutes, the nominating committee will go back to complete the slate. Thank you.
Good to see you.
You too.
Make sure that if anybody's voting in our elections, that they are showing their ID and their proof of citizenship. And we're going to make sure that we do that on day one. I'm asking for your support, not only to vote for me on March 28th, but to help me restore faith in our constitutional republic. I hope you guys figure it out tonight. Thank you for your time, and God bless all of you.
Mr. Doug Lloyd, for Attorney General. Let's give him a big hand.
Good evening, everyone. My name's Doug Lloyd. I am here to tell you how I'm working hard to be your next Attorney General. Here's what you need to know about me. Been an attorney for 34 years. For the last 30, I've been a prosecutor. Since 2013, I've been the elected prosecutor in Eaton County, west side of Lansing, where I've won election 4 times as a Republican in a county that doesn't always lean our way. I've actually ran that office on principles, not politics, something that's really important. If you're going to be the Attorney General, you need to understand that your job is to represent all 10 million people, not just look out for yourself. For me, I'm going to tell you, I've actually had that experience of going against government overreach. I was the elected prosecutor during 2020. I actually made the determination we weren't going to have mass mandates in my office. I wasn't going after businesses or people who had, that were out in COVID. I wasn't going to try to close businesses down. That wasn't my job. My job was to try to help our community thrive and survive. It's why I've been endorsed by the Commons, Steve and Dave. You may not recognize the names, they're attorneys, but you're going to recognize cases. They represented one of the electors. They actually were there, doing things as far as representing Carl, the barber, Marlena, the pizza maker. They actually endorsed me because they understood they were fighting for liberty and they knew I did the same. Another important thing too, if you're going to be that Attorney General, well, you better have the law enforcement experience to back it. See, I've actually prosecuted those cases. I prosecuted the drug dealers, the rapists, the murderers, and even the corrupt politicians. That's why I have 60 plus prosecutors that endorse me, including your prosecutor, Pete Lucido. That's why I have 30 sheriffs, retired judges. We have all those individuals who are actually, we have all those people who are endorsing me because they understand. You can't just talk about law and order, you've got to actually live it. So ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to keep it short with you. Here's the expectations you can have from me because I have them for myself. I'm going to protect your God-given constitutional rights. Thank you very much. I swear to the Constitution as an elected officer. By being that elected prosecutor, I swear to it every day. If you can't do that, you're not going to be a good Attorney General. We're not going to bring a case, either criminal or civil, unless we can prove it on the law and the Constitution. Political lawfare, political activism, they die day one. We're going to actually work with the legislature. Go ask your legislature how often they actually see the Attorney General on the floor. They don't. And that's why we're not producing good law. And finally, we're going to remember that the Attorney General is about everyone. If you hear the words what I'm going to do, well, you know what? The Attorney General is only one person. The Attorney General is supposed to be protecting all 10 million people in the state. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Go to votedougloyd.com and Doug Lloyd Prosecutor.
Is Jean Zott still here? Okay.
Hi everybody, I'm Jean Zott and I am running for the Michigan House of Representatives for District 59, which is Shelby Township and Northern Macomb Township. I have something that there is not one person in Lansing that has this. I am a CPA. I spent 40 years in business and working as a CPA. I worked for Joe Randazzo's Fruit and Vegetable in Detroit, and I was their controller and their CPA. I've done thousands of tax returns, and I lived through the Rick Snyder, right when Rick Snyder eliminated the most corrupted, most complicated, the worst tax in the entire country, which was the Michigan single business tax. We cannot go back to that. We need somebody in Lansing that understands tax law and budgeting and is ready to speak up for the people of Michigan and our district in Shelby Township. I'm Jean Zott, and I hope to earn your vote.
You know about Kevin Kiefsky running for Attorney General. I hope I said your name right.
Hey, it was great. Hello, guys. You ready to make Michigan absolutely ruby red again? Yeah. So Kevin Kiefsky, if you want to say it the Polish way, Kajuski, if you want to say it the English way, I don't care. My Polish mother's not in the room. So let me go ahead and say two quick things in terms of victories against the Attorney General. Let's talk about real experience that matters. Number one, we have Stan Grott here. In addition to actually Cliff Ross, two of the Trump 2020 electors. I was the guy that actually worked with a whole bunch of others and got the case dismissed September 9th of 2020. I stood up when no one else would. I was one of those guys that said, you know what, I don't care if the Attorney General tries to come after me. We have to make sure we vindicate and protect everyone's constitutional rights, period, hard stop. And in fact, when it came to Cliff Ross, I asked him, do you want to go on offense? And he said, sure. So we actually sued Dana Nessel in federal court for violating their constitutional rights. We went all the way up to the U.S. Supreme Court. But you know what? It got mooted, meaning that, oh, you don't have to go in front of us anymore. Why? Because just a few weeks before, we got the case dismissed. And I still remember when that case was being dismissed, sitting there, I actually had brother counsel representing someone else, leaned in and said, you know what, Kevin? The judge dismissing the case is reading directly from your brief. There's nothing better than that. And then the second notable victory I have against our awful Attorney General is November of 2020 during COVID. During COVID, we actually had the governor saying, I want to shut down all the high schools. Why? Because all the kids are super spreaders. And I'm like, nah, that's not going to happen. So we actually organized the federal litigation. We went against the governor, and guess what? We got her to back down within a month. Because you need to have your constitutional rights protected at every turn. Every turn. So with that being said, what am I going to do as your next Attorney General? Number one, I'm going to make sure we put an end to the lawfare. Number two, we're going to restore your constitutional rights. We will have constitutional carry. We will have parental rights being protected. I was the only guy that went to the Michigan Board of Education to challenge the nonsensical LGBTQ policies, okay? And third, election integrity. We're going to make sure that that is going to be restored, and it doesn't matter how high or how low. We will bring constitutional challenges, and we will bring, in addition to that, criminal charges against anyone, because your vote matters. So I ask for your support for the endorsement convention. Become a delegate to it. Support me. And guess what? We're going to make Michigan absolutely ruby red again. Thanks for your support.
Do we have any other candidates or elected officials that want to speak tonight? This is Mike Cox, campaign manager, here for Mike.
All right, thank you guys. I appreciate it. I'm going to keep it short because who wants to hear from a surrogate? I could talk to you guys about how we're going to eliminate the income tax, how we're going to fix education. At the end of the day, I want to tell you why I'm supporting Mike. So, is that better? Sorry about that. So I spent the last 6 years traveling around the country running campaigns. I grew up in Grayling. My parents are over in West Bloomfield, and in 2020 and 2022, it seemed like Michigan was lost. We kept losing more and more. We were losing the House, we were losing the Senate, and we weren't winning any of our statewide elections. And so I didn't have any plan to come back. And then about August, Mike gave me a call and asked me if I'd sit down. And I talked with Mike, and I realized that we can win Michigan this year. There's only one candidate on the ballot for governor who has won statewide before and beat the Democrats, and that's Mike Cox. And we are on the road every day. We are doing the work. We are at as many events as possible. This is my third speech of the night, and we're running around as quickly as we can, both he and I. We have more money on hand than any other candidates, and we're doing everything it takes to win. So I'm going to keep it short to that because you guys have business to get back to in a second here. But thank you guys, and I hope you can count on your support.
Any other candidates that want to speak tonight or elected officials? Mr. Wozniak.
Thank you. So rudely interrupted by Gus Ganem. Yeah! My friend Gus Ganem. Fill me a drink. So anyway, I'm Doug Wozniak. I'm the state representative for District 59, which is Macomb Township and Shelby Township. I'm currently running for the Senate, a seat I occupied a few years ago. So I've been both in the Senate and the House. So I'm just going to get to what we're going to do this year. Everything the governor said for her accomplishments last night were started in the House, the Republican House. We need to regain the Senate. Definitely. Now, we're going to try and get rid of property taxes. We're trying to get rid of the pop-up tax. And we're trying to get rid of the transfer tax. We're going to try to make property ownership in Michigan what it was back in the 50s. We're going to make it affordable for everyone. Right now, if you're not aware, we have a few bills that are up to change the zoning requirements and approvals to the state. It's called preemption. I am definitely opposed to that. I think all the property owners, the zoning should be in community control, local control. That's you guys. Anyway, thank you very much for sitting through this I sit through these every year. Yeah, this is calm. So, yeah. So anyway, thank you.
A great, powerful one.
Any other candidates or elected officials? I'm going to just a really quick statement here, and then we can take a short recess till the nominating committee comes back. So as we know, earlier this year, my shirt, we lost probably one of the greatest voices for free speech and freedom in this country in the last 50 years, maybe longer. And I just want to encourage everyone here, you know, when we think it's not worth it to speak up or share truth with someone, you know, you never know. You know, Charlie Kirk went and talked to the most radical people on the most left colleges ever. And because he was willing to just have a conversation with them, don't time me. Oh, I thought you should. Because he was willing to go and just have a conversation with those people from a non-judgmental point of view, he swayed more college students than probably anyone has ever in history. So just remember, always be willing to speak up and share your truth with people. So let's take like a 5-minute recess and wait for the nominating committee. Oh, one more thing real quick. Anyone that wanted to go to state committee, I know I've talked to some delegates that were not aware of this yet. State party is charging $50 per delegate. Whether you're going as a delegate, an alternate, or a guest, you have to pay the $50 to attend state convention. So I know some people were still not aware of that, so just so you're aware. That's what happens when you take over a bankrupt party from a chair. Oh yes, the other thing, unless you need to use the restroom, please stay in the room, because once the nominating committee comes back, we'd like to move forward. Thank you. Take a few minutes, get some refreshments, use the restroom. Thank you. Big hand for Turning Point.
Hello everyone. How are you doing tonight? Thank you. You did that. Good job. I'm James Hart. I'm from Turning Point Action. Many of you may know me and some of you may not. For those who don't know who I am and what I do, I am not Turning Point USA. I do not help college students. My job is not to just get young people involved, though Charlie was great at that. Charlie believed that Turning Point and that the conservative movement needed to be everywhere, that Republicans needed to be everywhere, and that we had our tentacles, for lack of better words, inside of everything, even the politics. So Turning Point Action is the political side of Turning Point as a whole. Many of the things that we've been involved in, I'll just give you a quick example, is a race in Mesa, Arizona, where our HQ is located. What we did there is very important and very important to Michigan's story, because we had a Republican there who, she called herself a Republican, but she really wasn't. She endorsed Biden and Harris over President Donald J. Trump, but she was a Republican. She voted to have boys in girls' bathrooms, but she said she was a Republican. She voted to raise taxes, utility taxes, to give herself a raise, but she said she was a Republican. Out there where our HQ is located, we reached out to the GOP and we told them, we said, this person by all measures is not a Republican. She is not a conservative. She actively goes against the president. We need to do something about it. We need to have her correct course. And what they said was, she has an R next to her name, and she's an, so there is nothing that we can do. I don't think that's how our party should operate, anyway. I don't think we should allow fake Republicans just because we have a seat that says that they're a Republican. So what we decided to do is implement our ballot chasing program. And so this woman, a 4-year incumbent, ended up getting removed by Turning Point. We ended up removing her. We ended up removing her without the help of the GOP. We need fighters. We need people who are true to their values and who will stand up. And I know we have fighters here in Macomb County because Macomb is home. Macomb is home for all Republicans across this state. So I'll leave you with this. I'll ask that you join me in our efforts this election cycle. I know many of you are very interested in what's going to happen at these conventions. I know you have your sides and your factions, but I beg you to look towards the greater picture, the bigger picture. We need to win in November because if there's a time to change Michigan, if there's a time to reverse course, it'll be this election cycle, not the next one. This is our 2028 because our governor, our Secretary of State, our Attorney General, that will determine where Michigan goes in 28. So whoever you're vying for, whether that's J.D. Vance, whether that's Marco Rubio, it can't happen if we lose Michigan. It can't happen if we lose Macomb County. So regardless of who you support, regardless of who you want in leadership, remember, even if your person loses, that's okay because at the end of the day, they're better than anything the Democratic Party can put up against them. Am I right? I appreciate all of you for donating your time, your money, and your effort. Macomb is one of the strongest and hardest fighting counties I've ever seen. And I've been in Florida to help Ron DeSantis and Marco Rubio. I've been in Arizona. I've been in Utah. I've seen all these other states. And they have many great things about them. But they do not have the fighting spirit that is here in Macomb County. You just can't find it somewhere else. So things here can get a little out of hand. It can take a little longer than some other counties. But at the end of the day, when we shine the brightest. Let's win.
The nominating committee will be back in about 5 minutes, so if everyone can start finding your way to your seats, that'll be great.
Thank you, everybody. I really appreciate the support. But I also wanted to talk about Tony Ferlini. Brian didn't get a chance to tell you the exciting news that Tony announced, and that is the purchase of Ballot Verifier, which allows the public, all of you that might have some concerns about what really the ballots look like, how they were counted, you can see this now with a Ballot Verifier. You don't have to FOIA that information. It's readily available for you. Right now you can only go back so far. I don't know what that year is, but they will be accumulating more elections as they go. So you'll be able to look at those ballots as voters have voted. You cannot determine whose ballot belongs to whom because Michigan law requires a secret ballot. That means if you wanted to ask your clerk in your community to see your ballot to make sure it was counted, because I've had that request asked of me as the clerk of Clinton Township several times, and I've had to explain, there is no way, once we take that stub off, that numbered stub off the ballot and separate it from your envelope, your absentee envelope, we cannot determine whose ballot is whose. But you can see how people, that those numbers match. That's another great indicator of a great leader. He's listened to the people that have concerns about election integrity, and that's the reason why I do support Tony. He checks every single box. When it comes to his ability in the private sector, he's been a successful financial business owner. He's worked at the county level, he's worked at the local level, he's worked at state, federal, and so I think he's a great candidate, and that I wanted to share with you. As a clerk, I see the value that he will bring. He knows how to work across party lines to get things done, and he listens to the people that are concerned about election integrity. So I hope you'll consider him.
The 10th district, so I don't know if most of you probably know because you're delegates, District 35, Senate District 35 in Saginaw, Midland, I might cover one other county, there's Bay County, they're holding a special election coming up, and if we win that election, we will have a tie in the Senate, which if all of the senators show up for the Dems, Gilchrist can cast a tie-breaking vote, but they have to get other people to show up. So the 10th district is going to be holding regular phone banks to call voters in that area to get them to turn out. In the primary, the Dems turned out, I believe, was like 12,100 more voters than the Republicans did. So we're going to be pounding the phone banks. I have a 12-passenger vehicle. At some point when it gets warmer, I may be taking people up there like once, like bi-weekly, to do door knocking. So if anyone's interested in joining the phone bank, we're holding it at John James' office on Van Dyke. If you can come up to me at some point, we have the cards here. If you can leave your name, we'd love to have as many volunteers as possible. AFP is sponsoring those phone banks. They're going to have food there. They'll have drinks so you don't get all parched when you're on the phone for an hour. And I personally am sponsoring a gift card. Yes, Sandra knows. She won the last one. Whoever makes the most phone calls at each phone bank, I'm donating the gift card to, just to kind of like get some competition going and up the ante a little bit. So if you're interested in that, leave your name. I'll add you to the list. Also, with state convention, if there's anyone who wants to go, but you're worried about getting there, or it could be a hardship for you, as I mentioned, I have a 12-passenger van. I have a couple seats taken already, but if you know someone who's elderly who may not be able to make the drive, or it might be difficult, get them in touch with me. I can give you my phone number, and I'm happy to take as many people here as I can. So if you know someone elderly or someone that just doesn't want to make the drive, get them in touch with me, and we'll take care of them as best we can. So with the, hold on one second. Jerry, do we have the report? Okay. So with the midterms coming up, I've talked to a lot of delegates recently, and different people have different ideas to motivate their neighbors and motivate other delegates to get out and do stuff. Is there anyone that has something you're passionate about or something you're working on that you'd like to speak about? Who's that? Okay.
Right here.
TJ, got you. Right. I'll give you 65.
My book just came out. I got 50 copies of my book. It's called My Case for an Awesome Michigan Constitution, The Intellectual Argument. You can buy it at Amazon.com, or if I have copies for the meetings, you can buy it there for $50 for the soft cover. This is about Proposal 26-01 on November 3rd, and it will ask the people of Michigan whether or not they want what's known as a constitutional convention in order to demand a general revision of the state constitution. My book explains how and why we need a complete overhaul of the system. You can buy it on Amazon. Again, that's My Case for an Awesome Michigan Constitution, The Intellectual Argument, by me, Jehl. Thank you very much.
So we have my guest parliamentarian here tonight is Teresa Monjoli, who is the chair of the 10th district. I'm going to hand over to her for a few minutes to give some updates.
All right, so I usually ask, where are my precinct delegates in there? But I know you're all precinct delegates, right? How many of you have been to a 10th district meeting? Yay, that is great. We had over 85 people at our meeting last month, where we had Mike Rogers come to talk to us about why he is the best candidate to be run for U.S. Senate. We meet on the second Thursday, so grab your cell phones. Come on, grab your cell phones, put it on your calendar. Second Thursday of every month at 7 o'clock. The meeting starts at 7 o'clock. But if you want to come and help us plan a picnic that we are doing in a joint program with the Macomb Republican Party. And guess what? Ben, what is our date? July 11th? July 11th. July 11th is the date of the joint 10th District Macomb Republican Party picnic, and it is in Shelby Township this year. So we have a picnic for you. Now, you can't sign up for it yet. We don't have the information, the QR code or the registration page, but we will, because Jenny Z, who is over here, Jenny is our fabulous webmaster, keeping our website up to date and making sure that we can do that. And Lauren Turner is our treasurer back here with little Elijah, who's 5 weeks old right now. So we are breeding Republicans, because it's baby number 8 for her, and Ben had baby number 7 in October. And where's Aaron? Aaron's got his first one coming in a couple of weeks. So we're going to beat those Democrats one way or the other. So we would like to see all of you at the second Thursday at the 10th District meeting. And we meet at John James's political office, so 35744 Van Dyke. There's usually food. And I want to say this time around, these 2 months, our food is being sponsored by Representative Aragona. He is paying for our pizza. And then we took that challenge to the other reps, and then Senator Weber is going to sponsor it for the 2 months after that. And Representative Cohoon is doing it for 2 months after that. So if there's any other elected officials in the room that would like to sponsor our pizza at our meetings for the rest of the year, just let Ben or I know, because we want to make sure we feed you. Now, it's politics, and you're here for politics, and I know you want to hear, is your name on the list? Are you going to the state convention? So I'm going to give you some previews of what's going to happen at the state convention. Because all of you, there's 140 of you present, and we get to elect, almost every one of you can be a delegate or alternate tonight, depending on whether or not other people send cards in as well. Ben mentioned before, $50 to be a delegate or an alternate or a guest. You have to pay. We know sometimes that that is a challenge for people on a tight income. So if you have a challenge, please let me know, and we'll see what resources we can make available to you to come. Now, you're used to going to a state convention, and then all the candidates get up there, and they do a 2-minute nominating speech, a 1-minute seconding speech, and then people run back and forth in front of the stage with their signs saying, woohoo, vote for my candidate. They're not doing that this time. What they're doing instead is they're putting all of those candidates will do a 2-minute nominating video, a 1-minute seconding video, and they're going to put it on the state party's website. Because if you figure how many people are running for office, we would be up there for an hour or more just listening to speeches. So you get to do homework. You will get to go to the state party website and watch these videos of the candidate, 2-minute nominating speech, 1-minute seconding speech, all online, because when we get to the state convention, which is in Novi, so y'all better show up. If you're sticking around here till this time of night to get on this list, be out in Novi, and then we're going to go, and once they say we're going to recess to let you vote, the names will be read in nomination, and then we go off and vote. There is no pomp and circumstance, just so you know. I will need volunteers. The 10th district is responsible for having people work at the booths, and I have Fred's name and I have Sheila's name already, but we're looking for at least 10 to 12 volunteers to work at the election site where you get to go and vote, because somebody has to scan your license, somebody has to hole punch your credential, somebody has to give you a ballot. You have to go through and put the ballot into the tub. And then after that is all done, they were going to do a hand count for a portion of each one of the districts. So we have to, instead of your ballot going into a tabulator right there at our desk, your ballot's going to go into a tub. And then we're going to take that tub and we're going to go walk it over to the tabulators, which are in another secure spot of the venue, and they're going to feed the ballots through the tabulators there. At that point, they're going to take one of the districts out of each of the tabulators is going to be hand counted. And we'll need volunteers who are willing to sit there and be part of the hand counting process. Because even though the 10th district may not be picked, they want to expedite the voting of another district, and so they'll ask you to help with that process. So, unfortunately, even if you volunteer for these things, you still have to pay. But we are looking for volunteers. So if you want to see what is the behind-the-scenes stuff that happens at a convention, let myself, Teresa Mangioli, or Ben Joseph know that you want to help out at the state convention. Does anybody remember what date the state convention is?
March 28th.
Yay! Okay, March 28th. And where is that state convention?
Novi.
Perfect. All right, so we will look forward to seeing you there on March 28th. But we also want to see you at the 10th district meeting on the second Thursday. So our meeting is March 12th. March 12th at the John James office on Van Dyke. And we hope to see you there. We will have candidates. So some of the candidates you heard of tonight, most of them will be convention candidates looking for your vote at the state convention. So please join us at those meetings and then join us going forward. One of the other things we're going to be working on is a phone bank for the 35th Senate District. So you know that the Senate's just tied right now because of the fact that they left that seat open. And we're trying to make sure we win in the 35th. So we will be hosting a phone bank. Yes, Fred?
I already went to the help out on Super Saturday. It was an excellent event. There's a lot of Republicans who are not motivated to vote in the special primary. Do not look at the numbers reported, okay? It is a 50-50 partisan competition delegate in that district, okay? So it's ours to win. If we get people out there, we will win the 35th. I've seen it now, okay?
We have to win the 35th. And we can do that with all of you because we can show you how you can take an app on your phone, because they use the i360 app in the 35th, and you can make the phone calls from home. You don't have to come to an office. You don't have to go up to the 35th. You can sit in your own kitchen and you can make phone calls for them from the app. So we'll do some training on that and how to get you a list so you can make phone calls. But we will be calling from pretty much now until the special election in May, and everybody needs to help on that, because then when the Republican wins, we can make sure that there isn't that logjam of stuff going on in Lansing. And it'll be the most important thing. Oh, I am trying to be your segue into the nominating committee. It's not done yet, so.
Can you answer a question for me?
I do not know any good jokes. So,
Teresa, can you take a question?
All right, so Fred's got a question.
At the state convention, will there be a delegate march for the major statewide candidates?
I have no idea, Fred. I haven't seen the full agenda for any kind of events like that.
You were talking about placards, and I'm kind of wondering exactly what you meant by that.
There is, at this time, there is no plans for any demonstrations to support the candidates on Saturday. Now, they may be walking around while you're standing online to vote, to say, hey, vote for me.
That doesn't seem like that's very traditional.
It is not traditional. And the reason they're doing it this way is the state party has had some financial challenges for the last year. It's been almost a year since Jim got elected, and so they are trying to be as financially prudent as possible by streamlining this. We have to get out of Suburban by 4 o'clock, or there's a penalty for every hour we stay after. So they want to make sure by allowing a hand counting proposition that we can still get out on time. Yes?
I'm paying $50, I want my delegate.
Well, $50 won't do it, because I think the over-hour average is $10,000 an hour, so just know it's some astronomical number. We can certainly ask them to bring their demonstration materials to a 10th district meeting. So yes? The convention is at this, it's known as the Suburban Collection in Novi, but they changed the name. It's now the Vibe Credit Union. Vibe Credit Union. So they probably changed the signs on the road, but if you see Suburban Collection or Vibe Credit Union, that's the name of the place. Over in Novi, so 96 to Novi Road and head over to the convention. Other questions? I know, you want to know where the nominating committee is. They want to try to make sure that they've got this as thoroughly done as possible, and I figured I could give you some filler. Next time we'll see if we can have entertainment instead. So thank you all for being here. Thank you for being patient. We look forward to seeing you at the convention in March, as well as our meetings. And then you make sure you join the 10th district, because Jenny has set it up. with Lauren to make sure you can pay dues to the 10th district and support our efforts to support all the great candidates you've heard from tonight. Thank you all for being here, and hopefully we'll be hearing from the nominating committee soon.
I know many people here know Suzanne Gosley Nesbitt. She's a longtime delegate here in Macomb. She could use your prayers right now. Her sister passed last week, and 2 days later, her husband's brother passed. So she's not able to be here tonight. The funeral home is today, the funeral is tomorrow, and then right after that, they have her husband's brother. So if you know her, even if you don't, please keep her in your prayers. She and her sister were close, and they could use that. So, nominate. So Dan, and Denise Casey, our husband and wife. Dan just got out of the hospital yesterday. I was told that his wife is recovering from surgery, so we'll keep them in our prayers as well. The nominating committee will be in soon. They're making sure that we do not have a contentious slate here. So we'll look forward to them coming in. And when it comes to the slate, I am a believer that I should be hands-off on that. The only directives I gave is for myself to be put on as an alternate. If there was a husband and wife going, that it would be wise, in my opinion, to do one person on alternate, one as a delegate. I forgot the third. But yeah, so I'm looking forward to the slate. I know last time it went through, several people came up and they complimented me on a fair slate that went through, so looking forward to the same here tonight. I can't sing, I have no voice. Do Josh Turner maybe.
All right, real quick for everybody that's out here, we're a county party, right? What does everybody think our #1 goal is as a county party? Roger, good job. That's it, because I've heard over the past year that I've been sitting as treasurer, and Roger knows me, so he knows what the answer is. It's kind of a cheat, right? But we all talk about, we want to raise money, we want to, promote certain issues. We want to do things, and guys, I'm here to tell everybody that the #1 goal that we should have from start to finish is get Republicans elected, right? So we may get candidates in offices we don't normally agree with. That's okay. We need to get them elected, because as a party, we are so much stronger if we do that and we get Republicans elected. Now, why am I saying that now? I'm saying this now for one simple reason. When they're coming in a minute, look at this. I get up to speak and everybody says, "That's it, you're done." No, but real quick, before Don gets up here, the reason I'm saying this is because we have a midterm election. Ben talked about all the wonderful things he was doing, and it's awesome what he's doing, right? But the bottom line is we need to get out there as a group, support Republicans, and what's the phrase, Roger? Get Republicans elected. So let's get behind it and let's do that, okay? Thanks.
Up at the check-in table, someone left a black coat on a chair. It has a key fob in the pocket. Are you? Okay. Don't forget it. One in front. At the check-in table.
Chair?
Yes.
I'd like to submit 4 credentials of individuals that left.
Okay. So Richard is the sergeant at arms that we have posted at the door. We have 4 people that have left and are not coming back. So we have 4 people left that will be voting in the upcoming vote here. We'll update that before the vote.
Thanks, Pete. You'll have to read about that. That's really good.
Nominating committee is in the room. Let's give them a hand. Mr. Chairman, do we have a report? Do we have a report?
We do. And I'm going to ask Clerk Gardner to read off.
Good evening, everyone, and special thanks to you all for your patience, and thanks to the chairman as well as the nominating committee for the hard work. This is not an easy task. I'm pleased to report that the nominating committee has met. We have filled a slate with 124 delegates and 50 alternates. Anyone that had submitted a card is on this list. I'm also pleased to say that the 10th district is the best. We are in here before the 9th district. At this time, I'm going to first read the delegates. The delegates will be read in alphabetical order. I will then move on and read the alternates. The alternates will be read in numeric order. I tend to read relatively quickly. I'll do my best. The delegates: Daniel Asia, Denise Asia, Joyce Aragona, Jonathan Arntz, Donalyn Atkinson, David Baksick, Michelle Ballard, Fred Bain, Paul Barrett, Thomas Berta, John Blumline, Sherry Bretz, Sheila Cohoon, Patricia Camarada, Shelley Cardamom, Nelda Carpenter, Eric Castilla, Greg Childs, Donna Clark, Kevin Clark, Andy Cobb, Pamela Cobb, Jill Crandall, John DiCaro, Patricia DiPuccio, Patricia DiVergio, Max Felsman, Claudia Frenette, Clifford Frost, Sharon Frost, Glenn Gellert, Fred Gibson Jr., Fred Gibson Sr., Joseph Gorak, Suzanne Goosley Nesbitt, Daniel Grano, Jason Griswold, Jacob Grote, Stanley Grote, Donald Hakeem, Sandra Hartunian, Kurt Hooper, Doris Jackson, William Jackson, Paul Jersey, Janet Johnson, Kathy Kirk, Peter Kasizik, Dan Kress, Frederick Coomer, G.J. LaRouche, Michelle Leake, Aaron Liberty, Roger Lonsway, Peter Lucido, David Luck, Peter Lund, Lisa Mankiewicz, Claudia Marquera, David Marquera, Beverly Marshall, Barbara Martin, James Martin, Jared Maynard, Candace Miller, Sue Ann Milligan, Richard Moore, Janice Neron, William Neron, Philip Needham, Frederick Needstadt, Julie Nywot, Jim North, Karen North, Robert Nowicki, Kurt O'Keefe, Brian O'Prey, Richard Pavlich, Pamela Pfuffer, Guslaw Picula, Sheila Pomaransky, Arthur Rion, Karen Risk, Larry Roca, Phil Rode, Aaron Rurik, Chester Rudnicki, S.M. Rutkowski, Jackie Ryan, Kathy Schneider, Paul Shorish, Fred Schlussler, David Saylor, Richard Schaefer, Donna Suresh, Judith Sinclair, Ronald Singer, Maria Slowicki, Ellen Smith, Moira Smith, Paul Smith, Edward Smith, Jennifer Smith, Mary K. Soji, Stephen Springboard, Dorota Stanzik, Sean Staniak, Richard Stathakis, Stephen Sweetek, Dan Tolis, Linda Torp, Johnny Townsend, Karen Tucker, Pamela Ulrich, Barbara Van Sickle, Don Van Sickle, Katrina Weitzel, William Wingfield, Jimmy Woodward, Fadi Yeshua, Bill Yerbeek, Tony Zelonsky, Barb Zinner, John Zoo Panic. Moving right along to the alternates. The alternates are alternate number 1. I'll read it this way. Ben Joseph 1, Maria Carroll 2, Roger Goodrich 3, Lorraine Middleton 4, Giovanni Nedra 5, Sandy Orlando 6, Eddie Kawaczynski 7, Sue Ann Steyer 8, Rachel Fortin 9, David Humphrey 10, Michelle Franzen 11, Kathy Humphreys 12, William Franzen 13, Mark Hemmerling 14, Flora Marie Kuzmano 15, Sandra K. Bauer 16, David Langer 17, Daryl Smith 18, Lori Weber 19, Laurel Velasco 20, Anna McCoskey 21, Terrence McCoskey 22, Jean Zott 23, Michelle Smith 24, Kevin Smith 25, Grant Galassa 26, Craig Cowper 27, Anthony Forlini 28, Diane Forlini 29, Bob Little 30, Joseph Mace 31, James Hart 32, Kim Meltzer 33, Janine Brown 34, Larry Ziska 35, Matthew Stackpool 36, Justin Kirk 37, Frankie Drake 38, Paul Ganem Jr. 39, Pamela Wozniak 40, Joyce Bain 41, Alan Kowalski 42, Rose Atkins 43, Sheila Goldstein 44, Robert Lugerai 45, Melissa Caron 46, Andrew Orlando 47, Linda Nelson 48, Michelle Nard 49, and Randy Hall 50.
Mr. Chairman, I move adoption of the list as presented.
Support.
Mr. Chairman, that was seconded by Beverly. Ms. Wheeler.
So we have first by Jared, second by Derek. Do we have any discussion? Yes, go on.
Chair, I'd like you to mention.
I got 29.
Hello? There you go. Chair, I would appreciate it if you would mention that there will be a $50 charge to attend the convention.
I did that when you guys were out. Yes, that was done already.
Sorry, I was on the committee.
Yes.
I'd like to give people an opportunity.
You gotta get a little closer. You gotta get a little bit closer to it.
I'd like to give anybody who is on the list who wants to pull their name off an opportunity to do that. Thank you.
So what Don said, he made a motion that if anyone was unaware of the $50 and they're on the slate and they don't want to pay the $50, he wanted to make a motion for someone to pull their name off at this point. Is there anyone that would want to do that? Do we have a second? Second by Sandra.
Support.
Okay. There's no one that's looking at this, so. Yeah, Sheila.
I request the report and ask, are all hardworking Republicans at the end of the alternate list?
They are.
Yes, they are.
Thank you. They are all at the end, after every single delegate.
Way down in the basement.
All the way in the basement.
They are Per the rules, delegates get preferential treatment, and hardworking Republicans come after
So the question was, is hardworking Republicans all the way at the bottom after everyone else? And the answer is?
Thank you. I'm explaining the rule because some people didn't read the rule on the state party rules.
Mark.
Hey, good evening, everybody. I think you're doing a pretty darn good job. My name is Mark Jokai. I'm a hard-working, conservative Republican. I haven't heard my name. I'm not looking to save the $50. Actually, if somebody doesn't have money, I'll pay for them.
Are you a delegate?
Well, yeah, of course.
Did you fill out a card?
What card? Nobody gave me a card, so if anybody's short on 50, see me later. I got your card. Pardon? But you got a card? I'll fill it out. Oh, so now I'm out.
Let's calm down for a minute. Let the nominating committee talk, please. Thank you. How do you spell your last name? That is not easy.
Could have been Schwarzenegger. That's even tougher.
No, 39 today, okay? Come on. Everyone, please back to your seats until I call you up. You can stand behind the microphone. I'll call people up as we need to.
I got hair. Look at that. Where's Leanna?
be able to get it. I have a rental because my truck's in the shop and the rental just did some weird stuff on it. I had to get in it with the manual key and all the other doors were locked. I can't even get in the back seat to get in my bag.
If anyone has a question, or if you are not on the slate, we will answer them one at a time. Just make sure you're lined up behind the microphone, and we're adding everyone as we accept them. Looks like we have 5 people left. And it would be pleasant to have this orderly.
Yeah. Write your number and I'll pay for your name and number. And I'll call you. No, that's his.
Can I write it on there?
Sure, I think so. I meant that you would pay for it. Why would they want to keep us out?
Should I put my name here?
Yes, I know. And I'll call you, I'll meet up with you and I'll give you the money. Oh, I appreciate you for being involved.
Well, you know, I lost my husband.
Everyone who is not on the microphone, if we could keep the noise in the room at a minimum, it'll make the job up here easier. Thank you. Sir in the black sweater. Yep. Yeah, you're around there. Yep. Does anyone else have a question? Yep, she's coming up. Yeah, I called her.
All the hot dogs gone, Jimmy? Man, 300 hot dogs.
Ladies and gentlemen, shh. Okay. On the fly here, the committee has added some names. So in order to keep, I'm going to remove my motion and I'm going to restate it now to as presented with the names that we have added up here. Mr. Privledge is going to reread the names. If you didn't hear your name the first time, could you please raise your hand so before we begin any reading? Okay, we've got this lady with the red. Sir, ma'am, we got you, we're taken care of. Is there anybody else? Vicky, you're taken care of, you'll be on the new list. Sir, with the glasses? You, sir. Gus? Hebel? 1 second. Is there anybody else? Anybody else? No? All right. Mr. Chairman, I move the list as it's going to be read by Kurt.
Real quick, any 9th District delegates that are in the room, can we have them step out? We've had some 9th District coming in. Please step out at this time. Only 10th for this vote. Thank you. Okay, we have a first. Do we have a second? Second by Eric Castilia. Yes, moved by Jared, seconded by Eric. Kurt will now reread the list.
Just as a point of order, I'm happy to reread the delegate list. There was no changes there, or I can just read the alternates.
Alternates only. Alternates only, please.
Yeah, I go. I haven't gone yet. I go.
Or is it? Oh, that's awesome. It matches your hair.
Can I have your attention, please?
Thank you.
I'm asking, how many are on the
You're going to get that with the reading. No, he counts it out. He'll name them in order, not numerically.
It's, Mr. Neestat, it's 58. 58. Thank you for your patience and your graciousness. Here we go. Alternates. Ben Joseph 1, Maria Carl 2, Vicky Chapsky 3, Claudia McCracken 4, Rolla Zarif 5, Roger Goodrich 6, Robert Wojtowicz 7, Lorraine Middleton 8, Giovanni Nedra 9, Sandy Orlando 10, Eddie Kabaczynski 11, Rachel Fortin 12, David Humphreys 13, Michelle Franzen 14, Kathy Humphreys 15, William Franzen 16, Mark Hemmerly 17, Flora Guzmano 18, Sandra Bauer 19, David Langer 20, Daryl Smith 21, Lori Weber 22, Laura Velasco 23, Anna McCoskey 24, Terrence McCoskey 25, Jean Zott 26, Michelle Smith 27, Kevin Smith 28, Grant Galassa 29, Mark Jokai 30, John Hubble 31, Sandra Hilkert 32, Andrew Orlando 33, Johan Panko 34, Craig Cowper 35, Anthony Forlini 36, Diane Forlini 37, Bob Little 38, Joseph Mace 39, James Hart 40, Kim Melcher 41, Janine Brown 42, Larry Siska 43, Matthew Stackpool 44, Justin Kirk 45, Frankie Drake 46, Paul Gannum Jr. 47, Pamela Wozniak 48, Joyce Bain 49, Alan Kowalski 50, Rose Atkin 51, Sheila Goldstein 52, Robert Lugerai 53, Elizabeth Hanna 54, Melissa Crone 55, Linda Nelson 56, Michelle Nard 57, Randy Hall 58.
Thank you again for your patience.
Mr. Chair,
Recognize Michelle.
so you're telling me that on the original list I was alternate 24, Kevin was alternate 25? You guys added alternates ahead of us and moved us down on the alternate list? That is not how this should work. If you had alternates who weren't on the list originally, they should just be added to the bottom and should have been 51 on. It's already bullshit that
So
I'm
we have-
24 and 25 too, by the way.
So we have, so what is it?
Former district chair, former candidate, can't even make it on the list because Stan has a problem with us.
So what's, order please, order. So what is the motion?
Alternate 24 and alternate 25 should be Kevin and I.
So we accept the complaint, if there's a motion for 20. Yeah, we have. So there's a motion and a second to accept the slate. Michelle is moved. The nominating committee is going to confer, hold on a moment.
Hey, I can cut an hour 5 minutes.
Ladies and gentlemen, as the motion maker and the part of the nominating committee, I wanted to make sure that the record was correct. You are alternate number 27, and I believe Kevin, if I'm reading this right, is alternate 28. You did not move
Yes, on
to
our
the 30s.
on the original, what you just read, I was 24 and 25.
And ahead of the alternate list, 3 names were added at the top by the committee.
That, you can't do that. You add them as alternates after. 51, 52, 53. It's very simple. Fine, they could even go before the hardworking Republicans, but. Here's somebody who's 10 and 12 and is now 13 and 15. So you guys put people ahead of people already.
Just hang, Michelle, just hang 1 second. Michelle, you are back to the original number.
24?
Yes.
And Kevin is 25?
Yes. Mr. Chairman, I move to call the convention, or call the question.
No, not yet, Jared. Not so fast, Jared. We were 10 and 12, my wife and I, and now we are 13 and 15.
Hold on a moment. Yeah, hold on 1 moment. So what is the...
We were David Humphreys 10, Kathy Humphreys 12. After they recounted, David Humphreys 13, Kathy Humphreys 15. So the 3 people that were put in front of us were the delegates that became alternates.
There are precinct delegates that said that they had sent their cards in.
Right.
And their cards were apparently
Because they're not hard-working Republicans.
No.
So why did we move down 3 spots then?
I would have to address that to the nominating committee.
All right, so if I can just have everybody's attention, we'll get this done as quick as possible. The initial slate, as read, was turned down. The withdrawn, excuse me. It was withdrawn. The new slate was read after the committee saw input from the body. 3 people were added. So you went from just what, 13 to 14? Is that?
10 and 12 down to 13 and 15.
Okay, 10 and 12 down to
3
13,
spots.
15. Just give me 1 second.
Whoever you had should have went.
Just hang on. I understand. Just hang on 1 second. You are all set. Shh. Guys, I can't really hear what she's saying. Ma'am, could you use the microphone?
That went in 2 days. Well, you said you gave it to Stan, now you gave it to Gus?
Everybody.
So if it was for 2 days, how come I'm not on the delegate list? How did my card get lost? They couldn't put me on because they didn't have my card. That's why I didn't get on, because nobody had my card.
Okay, ma'am, we put you on the list. I don't know the status of your card, but
Afterwards, after you picked your list, you put me on the list. Yeah.
yes, ma'am, we put you on the list. We listened, we read them, we withdrew that, we heard feedback, and we put people on the list.
I'm an alternate. But I'm saying they lost my card. No, I gave it to Teresa.
Next question.
Lori Weaver, can you hear me? Lori Weaver, 19, now 22.
Say the numbers one more time, please.
Alternate list 19. Then the second was 22. So I shifted by 3.
Ma'am, we'll put you right back to 19 right now.
I appreciate that.
Thank
And
you.
I'd also be interested in an explanation of how the insertion of the additional names was done with clarity, please.
Okay, I'll say this again. My motion was to approve it. I withdrew the motion after feedback was provided. We put the new names with the committee right on the top, and everybody was bumped down. We've changed this now. Sir?
You moved me from 5 to 9.
You got to speak up. You're number 9.
You moved me from 5 to 9. That'll be all right. Going back to the action as a delegate, I deserve it.
Sir, what, 5 to 9? Guys, we got it. Okay. Mr. Chairman, we've taken care of him. Seeing no others, I call the question.
We had a motion to call the question, second by Sandra. We will call the vote. The movement is to pass the slate as amended. Approve the slate as amended. We've got it. We've got it. Sheila, we've got it. It's being reread. Turn out the microphone. Thank you.
Benjamin Joseph 1, Maria Carroll 2, Victoria Chapsky 3, Claudia McCracken 4, Giovanni Nedra 5, Roger Goodrich 6, Robert Wojtowicz 7, Lorraine Middleton 8, Rose Reef 9, David Humphrey 10, Sandy Orlando 11, Kathy Humphrey 12, Eddie Kapuscinski 13, Rachel Fortin 14, Michelle Franzen 15, William Franzen 16, Mark Hemmerling 17, Flora Cusmano 18, Lori Weaver 19, Sandra Bauer 20, David Langer 21, Darius Smith 22, Laura Velasco 23, Michelle Smith 24, Kevin Smith 25, Anna McCoskey 26, Terry McCoskey 27, Gene Zott 28, Grant Glossa 29, Mark Goshak 30, John Hubel 31, Sandra Hilkert 32, Andrew Orlando 33, Jonathan Pankow 34, Craig Copper 35, Anthony Forlini 36, Diane Forlini 37, Bob Little 38, Joseph Mace 39, James Hart 40, Kim Melcher 41, Janine Brown 42, Larry Siska 43, Matthew Stackpool 44, Justin Kirk 45, Frankie Drake 46, Paul Ganem Jr. 47, Pamela Wozniak 48, Joyce Bain 49, Alan Kowalski 50, Rose Atkin 51, Sheila Goldstein 52, Robert Lugerai 53, Elizabeth Hanna 54, Melissa Chrome 55, Lena Nelson 56, Michelle Nard 57, Randy Hall 58.
We have a motion to approve the slate as read. We have a second by Nancy. All in vote say made by Jared, second by Eric. All in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed. In the opinion of the chair, the ayes have it. I would like all the guests and all the 9th District delegates to please leave the room. This will be a 10th District only vote. Rich Schaefer, can you just check, make sure guests, media, and delegates are out? We're going to do a standing vote with credentials. Okay, all guests are out and 9th? Okay. We're going to. Just got it. Dawn, that section is still delegates. Yeah. No, we're going to redo the voice vote with all of them out. Rich, is everyone out?
You're good.
So again, voting on the motion to approve the slate as read. All in favor, aye. Aye. All opposed? No. In the opinion of the chair, the ayes have it. Is there any new business tonight? Motion to close by Jared. Do we have a second? Second by Don Van Sickle. We have a move to adjourn.
This meeting, I can't leave.
We have a move to adjourn. By Eric. All in favor say aye. All opposed?
Don't leave, you gotta bring the night back.
Motion carries.
I'm standing. I'm exhausted. My dog
Before everyone leaves, the two caucuses are going to join back together in the full county convention.
Wasn't that bad? I'm glad Elizabeth got back on. She got travesty on her. What was the reason to? People just.
Everybody come in and take their seats, please. We get this over with. Ninth, come on in.
Ladies and gentlemen, the slate is going to be sent to Teresa, and she's going to be emailing it out to the 10th District delegates so everyone will have a copy.
Okay, we're going to do the report of the caucuses. Everybody kind of take their seats. Quiet down a little bit. We need to get these reports done. Someone will put complaining against me. No way. Okay, we're going to call the meeting back to order. Everybody take their seats. Okay, you need, Katie, you need a report from the 9th.
The district slate is 54 delegates, 53 delegates, 19 alternates, including 3 nominated and elected hard-working Republicans.
We have a motion of support to pass the report. We have our motion already. All in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion's passed. Okay, we're going to go to the 10th now. Ben. We need Ben in here to give us a report on the 10th. There he goes.
Sorry, I had to walk Teresa to the car. Chairman, I make a motion to present the 10th district. We had 124 delegates and 58 alternates.
128, 124, and 58. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor? Oh, who made the motion? Okay, we have motion support. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Ayes, 1. We got 1. All right. Teresa Mangioli took all my wind out of my sails when it comes to the convention. You guys know, everybody knows what's going on there. So the convention will be the 28th. I believe there's going to be a dinner prior to the convention on Friday. Go to the MIGOP website to take a look at that. We're going to have sponsor opportunities. We're going to have all types of opportunities in that forum. So please go on the website, take a look at that. I believe there's a flyer out there. I believe that Jenny put a flyer out on our website. So make sure you take a look at that. All right, there is a little problem with the site to pay your $50, but go on the MIGOP website. They're going to give you a receipt when you pay your $50. You have to show that receipt before you get Credential. So make sure that you go on that website and take care of that. Okay, need a motion to adjourn. We got a motion by Fred. All right, before we adjourn, listen, I got 2 things to say, and it's not a, we're not here to make a mess. There's a lot of stuff on the floor. Please try to clean it up. And I'd like to thank, the food was donated, the hot dogs were donated by John James, so thank him for that. And we'll see you guys in a month.
Yeah,